it's time to get a bite on the Texas bucket list, and this week we're in Galveston, where Hurricane Ike made it all the way up to here back in 2008. We are at Maceos Spice Company, a place known for spices, of course, and one incredible sandwich. Let's go check it out. With a name synonymous with Galveston history, Maceos keeps the family business alive and well, 100 years since it became so entrenched with island lore.
When I was growing up, the Maceo history was something that they kind of wanted to put behind them, so they didn't want me to really know. And I'm the youngest of all the cousins.
Concetta Maceo Sims has a family connection to Sam Maceo, the man who pretty much ran things on Galveston Island from the 1920s to the 50s. Gambling, bootlegging, and organized crime were a few of his endeavors.
My grandfather's generation, he was the last of anyone that had anything to do with the Balinese rooms. It was hush hush, we didn't talk about that stuff. We wanted to turn a new page. And so, I didn't get to learn Italian. I didn't really know the history too much.
But Concetta's father, Ronnie? Oh, he knows.
You want me to say something? Hello, how's everybody?
People come in and they want to talk about it, and I'm like, I can tell you all you need to know about spices and food and this place, but when it comes to, the history of the Maceos, yeah, I refer them to him.
What does that mean to have that family history here and be a part of that?
It helps.
Ronnie's grandfather, Frank, immigrated from Italy to New Orleans in the 1900s, and Sam brought him to Galveston to help out with the family business.
You can say what you want about New Orleans and everything, but we came from New Orleans. My father was born 1127 Bourbon Street. They lived on the corner of Royal Domain, which housed the old man Tony Lavoie.
Tony Lavoie is Ronnie's great-great-uncle, and he believes Tony invented the sandwich around 1901. Not the famous New Orleans eatery Central Grocery, which claims to have invented the sandwich around 1906.
I don't care what anybody says, he invented the muffalata.
Either way, the olive dressing is a family recipe, as is the bread, and the most important part,
and it's made by Maceo.
Now, the Spice Company was started in 1944 by Ronnie's father, Rosario, who got tired of slinging spice in the 80s.
And he wanted to quit. He wanted to put the key in the door and go home. And I thought, nah, I can't let you do that. Well, I just started coming down every day working with him.
That's when Ronnie convinced his father to bring the family's sacred sandwich back to the menu.
My dad said, why don't you make some muffaladas? You used to do that when you were younger, you loved it. And he said, okay, so he used to make 10 a day, and whoever got the 10 muffaladas, that was it.
The rest, as they say, is history.
These boxes are full of muffaladas ready to go.
Wow, that's something else.
There's a lot of Cajun cuisine influence on our family and how our style of cooking. The red beans on the menu, that's my mom's recipe. The gumbo is my dad's recipe, but we had to bring in a little bit of something other than Italian.
It's a unique combination.
Now I'm gonna show y'all the real way to make an Italian muffalata, Maceo muffalata.
So this is the bread?
This is the bread, Tony Lavoie's bread.
Okay.
Okay, this goes back to 1900.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah. Now the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure you always cut this thing nice and level. Then you're gonna have to give it some nice olive oil.
There you go.
We don't mind putting olive oil on it. This is all extra virgin olive oil. Then this is our little mixture of a little seasoning we like to put on it. It's a mixture of oregano, black pepper, a little garlic. Okay, now here we start.
The first layer is Maceo's famous olive salad.
We don't put the cauliflowers and the cabbage and all, pepperoncini peppers and all that stuff. Olives. It's a Sicilian olive, capers, garlic, oregano, it's a bunch of stuff. And only extra virgin olive oil. 4
layers of Polish ham and Genoa salami get placed on top of that. Whoa, more ham!
Oh yeah, you gotta have more ham.
This is exactly like our friend Mike at Antonini's in Webster, who always says.
He probably copied me.
Never be afraid to put an extra slice on there.
He does Italians though, He doesn't do muffaladas. Ronnie adds some olive oil, provolone cheese, and heads for the steamer that also toasts the bread.
Back then there was a thing you used to have to push to make the steam happen.
Wow, now it's just buttons.
Oh yeah, now it's just buttons.
It's a lot easier. While the sandwich finishes up, Ronnie combos up the muffalata with homemade gumbo.
Shrimp are out of the Gulf of Mexico. Crab meat comes from Palacios, Texas.
Beautiful.
We don't play around with this at all. That's the best gumbo you ever put in your mouth. I got people that come from Lake Charles just to eat that. You want to take this down and sit down and eat it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
Come
Thanks
on,
for-
let's do it.
Man, looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
We'll even let you have some.
No, we won't. That's all mine. The bread, the olive dressing, and all that melty cheese creates a heavenly smell that is definitely high on the hog. I've been to New Orleans many times for the muffaletta there, and this one, blows it out of the water.
This is the only place I get a muffaletta from.
A lot of times with olive dressing on these muffalettas, they're really dainty with it, but not Ronnie. He put on a ton, and it brought in tons of flavor.
I'm a sucker for the olives. The olives on that is delicious.
Putting it down. Very reluctantly putting it down. We're gonna dip in here and get a little bit of shrimp along with all that dirty rice, and look at that. Oh, baby. You guys need to smell this firsthand.
The roux, all the seafood that's in it, it's just awesome.
The gumbo, the seafood, the fried shrimp, fried redfish, very good.
Well, if you're looking for a fine sandwich and an incredible cup of gumbo, coming to Maceo Spice Company here in Galveston Island is definitely well worth a stop on the Texas bucket list.
It's a Galveston experience that you can't miss out on.
I think it's the best one out there. As simple as that.